Good morning, everyone. Yes, tell me where you all are from. Elaine, Jean, SLS Forever. What's up, Houston? Toni here, standing in for Stephanie, because today is her birthday, her solar return. Y'all are in my living room right now. Good morning, Elaine. Hello, where you all from? Hi, Latasha. I'm so excited and honored to share space with you all today. I haven't seen you all since December, I think. Happy birthday. Thank you for this wonderful gift on your birthday. Hi, Toni. Checking in from Chicago. Hello, good morning, good morning. Yes, hi, Erica. It's good to see you all today. Colorado, I love Colorado. Hi, Camille. So today our topic is affirmations and conversations for Black women. With me, Toni Jones. I'm an affirmation musician. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm based in Atlanta. For those of you who are not familiar with what I do, how I show up in the world, I'm an affirmation musician that creates music that helps people talk to themselves better. Hey, Angela, what up, though? Angeline, I'm sorry. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, everyone. So, I was a life coach for several years, and I closed my coaching business to be a full-time artist. What a pivot. And so today we're going to be talking about affirmations and conversations for Black women. And I want you all to, before we get started, we're going to do just a nice present breath work, a little bit, just not a lot, not too much. But I want to give context to this conversation. I want this less to be about a lecture and really more of a conversation. So if you guys have any questions, please type in the chat. If you want me to elaborate more on what I'm talking about, I want you to just type it in the chat, okay? I want this to feel like you're in my living room and we're just kicking it, okay? Yes, happy birthday to Stephanie. Let me see if she texts me. Because that is the vibe that I like to always create when I am engaging with souls. Let's kick it in my living room. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome. So before we get started, I'm going to give people some time to get into the space. Let's just get as present as possible with our breath. 2025 has been something. I sure will give an example affirmation, perhaps a favorite one. This is my birthmark, Valinda. See, I have a brown birthmark. I've had it since I was a child. Let's see if I have some. Since we in my living room, let's see if yes, I have a picture of me when I was a kid. I have a basket of pictures. I'm waiting for an old school photo album. I want to put all these photos here. I want to find me a nice like old school photo album. I've been really into pictures lately. And so I want to find me a photo album. This is my mom. And this is me. So you see me with the birthmark? See, it's me. So that's what's up. It's not eyeshadow. It's not a black eye. I didn't overdo it with the makeup. Okay. Yes, have the happiest birthdays, Stephanie. I'm so honored to be trusted in this way with someone's audience to take over their YouTube, their StreamYard, to just connect with you all around affirmations and conversations. So, those of you coming in, make sure we get a nice, deep, present breath from you all. Yes, I am okay. I am okay. Bibliofro, you asked me, oh, I love you too, Shayla. You asked me if I can give an example of my favorite, of your affirmation, perhaps a favorite one. Oh my God. I would have to say I have a lot of favorite ones, especially the ones that I've been downloading lately, which I will share in this conversation. But the one that has lasted the longest is I create a life I love, enjoy, and am proud of. And from this place, I inspire others to do the same. Hi, everybody. I see people are still coming in. We won't get started into the meat and potatoes of our conversation till probably in the next 4 minutes. Give everybody time and space to come on in. She said she's gonna go for a walk in nature. I know that's right. I'll let everyone from. I know people are actually with Stephanie right now. That's so beautiful. First of all, this community is A1. Yeah, I'm crossing fingers that Stephanie will mentor me in community care and community development. Happy birthday, Stephanie. Thanks for being here, Toni. Thank you, Christian. I'm honored to be here. Someone asked me, how do you select Black Woman Build Wealth, period? How can I tap in with you, girl? How do I select affirmations you want to say? Okay, so I guess we can kind of get into what we're going to be talking about, which is affirmations and conversations. Again, feel free to ask me any questions. Any questions, okay? Nothing is off topic. You are a beautiful soul. It's wonderful to meet you. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate you. I really the timing of this is so, I can't even tell you how perfect timing this is. I actually needed this space as well. So hopefully I'll get something out of this as well by being in this conversation with you all. Kylie said, Toni, you had a video that I listened to every day for nearly a month. I wept in the shower and unlocked so much. Now, don't get me crying now. Y'all know I'm a softie. Buenos dias. Yes, Jazzy, I'm telling you, the way I plan and intend to open up with you all, you might as well see me butt naked, child, because I literally, this is my calling. My calling is to be an open-hearted human. My gift is soul level intimacy. And it constantly calling me into emotional vulnerability. In the depths of it, ooh, y'all, we'll get into it. So again, Black Women Build Wealth asked me, how do you select the affirmations you want to say? I select the affirmations I want to say by being aware of the affirmations I'm already saying that are disempowering. Affirmation is just a fancy word for self-talk. So however I'm talking to myself about anything in life, I'm like, okay, this is what I'm saying to myself. That's not empowering, that's not loving, that's not compassionate, that's not positive, that's not honest. So what can I say to myself that's honest, that's true, that is empowering, that's loving, that's compassionate? Whatever is the most loving, the most honest thing to say to myself, to, I won't say combat, but to contrast the negative things I'm saying to myself, that's how I choose the affirmation. It has to be honest and it has to be loving, you know? Sometimes it's not as fluffy and compassionate, but it's honest, you know? Good morning, everybody who's coming in. Yes, get your tissues. Shabbat shalom. Good morning, everyone. Your gift got me through spiritual awakening in 2020. I love that. Was it easy for you to get moving? Sometimes when we have such clarity, the enemy is real. How do you keep yourself moving on this consistently? Callie, thank you for asking that. So for some reason, I don't have any tissue. For some reason, my ancestors, God, creator, source of all life, likes to use me when I am most, when I feel like that I'm not ready to be used. When I am the most high vibrational, when I'm feeling into the idea, when I'm feeling and I'm embodying and I'm thinking the most ideal version of myself, that's when I feel like I should be used. Like that's when I should be going live with, with you all. And that's what my ego says, right? But it's when I am in the thick of it, when I feel my illusioning. Okay, let me go get a tissue because I already know, child. All right. Because just talking to y'all, I'm like, keep it together. When I am going through the thick of it and I am in the depths of my growth, and I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a mess, like messiness, messy growth. That is when I find opportunity, or opportunity finds me to be used to speak to others. I be so shook by it. So the reason why I'm saying this is to your question, Callie. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Is what was it easy for me to get moving? No. You see, sometimes when we reach such clarity, the enemy is real. How do you keep yourself moving on this consistently? Sometimes I allow myself to break. Sometimes I pause. Sometimes I slow things down. Sometimes I have tendencies to do reckless abandonment, because when my nervous system is trying to figure out regulation as I'm navigating these growths that's bringing up shadows, bringing up loops that I thought were kind of, the remembering, Erica, the remembering. And when you look at that word remember, it's like you're gathering all the members of yourselves that you want to separate, or your situation or circumstance wants to separate you from. You're remembering by gathering these tender parts of yourself, these growing parts of yourself, back to your divine love. And it's not easy. The last time I was in front of you all, I was feeling these type of feelings, but I feel less, I don't feel like a victim. Back in December, I felt like, I did feel like, I felt the temptation of being a victim very strong. And it was very hard not to feel that way. So I allowed myself to just spill in front of you all. And for some reason, this has been the pattern with God using me, is when I am the most tender, I'm the most fragile and open. And I'm like, it's so funny because when I started going through what I'm going through in this season, I said, who am I about to speak to in this season? And it's y'all. So what y'all going through? Because Spirit clearly had me being prepared for this. What y'all going through? That's really the question. And it's not necessarily have to be something negative. It could be something positive. You could have received a blessing that you're trying to hold space for while you're navigating other things. It could be you're going through grief. It could be you're going from entrepreneurship to a job, or it could be you're going through a transition. Yeah, type in the chat what I don't care what spectrum you're on emotionally, from high to low, positive to negative, grief to joy, wherever you're at. Yes, it's like you're being tested, but in your curriculum, in your work, you retach yourself. Yes, Erica, it's exactly that. And so when it comes to affirmation, I want to have this conversation from a real and current place. I have said many times on this World Wide Web that I can testify and share my story about what happened 10 years ago, about what happened 5 or 3 years ago, or 20 years ago. But I always feel called to share what happened this morning, to testify what happened this week, what happened this month, and how I'm grounding myself in a higher dialogue towards myself, towards my circumstance. I see people are still coming in, holding on in the sacred middle. Yes, I love that, the sacred middle. Letting go of complacency and facing the decision to move on. Yes, I had a friend. She was helping me out starting life at age 66. Oh, Kimberly, virtual hug. I understand. I understand. I'm a late bloomer in all the things. Good morning, everyone. Get as comfortable as possible, because we are talking about affirmations and conversations if you just got into the room. Right now, I'm trying to navigate exhaustion, reminding myself to rest and pause and remember that chef was who passed out in her sleep because she was so, you saw that? You saw that story? That chef who went home and passed away in her sleep. Transitioning from losing the last of our family matriarchs. Now at 70, I have moved into that position, even though I'm trying to release the old me again. Thank you guys for opening up to me, to put your oxygen mask on first in all situations. I'm going through a deep jag of agoraphobia. I don't know what that is. Agoraphobia. Let me look that up. Again, I want you all to know that this is I want you all to Okay, it came right up. Fear of places and situations that might cause panic, helplessness, or embarrassment. I've never heard of this. Thank you for your new journey, leaving the home. About to take a rest before the next push. I've been pushing since 2020, and I know I need a break before taking up the work again. I'm a late bloomer too, going through the transition of financial and geographic. Y'all know what? I was with a group of women. It was Asian, Black, white, Italian, Hispanic. Uh, who else was there? Black. It was definitely Black women, but it was a nice, diverse group of women. A couple Sundays ago, and we had a sound bath experience at this woman's house who was hosting it, and we ate and talked. And after, we did like a circle, like a conversation circle ritual, and we basically expressed ourselves of where we're at right now and what we are calling in for divine support. And I, of course, I went first, and what I walked away with was what women are going through right now. So many women, and if you cannot resonate, still just listen and receive what does land for you. But what was apparent to me, how women all over the globe, from all various backgrounds, are tired. Black women are past tired. I'm reading y'all comments. I hear you, Tabitha. I hear you, Jewel. No more urgency. Absolutely. Camille, it's like, yeah, you have to fight to rest for it these days. And the thing about it, it's not even just physical rest, it's mental rest from trying to figure it out, trying to troubleshoot, trying to be of service. And right now, and I brought that story up because having conversations with women face to face in real time versus being on Instagram and posting something and reading comments of world, there are two universes. Social media and being in connection with you guys like this and being in connection with you all in real time is like, and posting on Instagram and engaging is two universes. And what I've realized is that in real life, people are tired. Capitalism has taken a toll. It has taken a toll. Colonialism has taken a toll. The mental gymnastics of caring for self and being of service to our communities. How many of you all are single in here? And how many of you are married? Just type in single and type in married. Or in my algorithm is animals, babies, travels, nails, astrology, tattoos, and period, Erica. Single. Shayla said, had a 3-week that felt like I was sabotaging, but I'm back on track now, giving myself permission. I feel like single, married, okay. Married, single. Somebody said single. Hey, Joy. I live in Georgia in a relationship. So tired. The rest is married, single widow. Okay, so we got a lot of single women here. Supremely single and thriving. My mission is a solo one, my long term. Okay, the reason why I asked that is because I'm single too. And whether you're married or single or in a relationship, I'm finding or I'm realizing more and more how important sisterhood is and how important it is to have healthy male allies. And I say that with conscious slowness because women right now are thriving without male allies, which is either causing the men to spiral out or rise up. Meaning rise up to the occasion of their calling to heal themselves, to submit to the Divine Mother Father. You've been blessed with a good man, period. A village. So like I said, whether you're married or healthy married or in a healthy relationship or you're single, there's still this demanding requirement that is part of our natural makeup to have healthy village. I am my best without a man. When I tell you I have done nothing but thrive without one, and now I'm calling in, you say, are in allegiance with women, not just your mama and sister, period. Healthy male allies. Heavy emphasis on healthy. And a healthy sisterhood. Doesn't have to be bestie energy, but having a village and community is our greatest evergreen right now that will sustain us through what we're going through in this country and in this world. Healthy is the key word. Now we're all on our journeys, but people who are intentionally investing in the healthiness of their character, it means something to be honest and be a person of character, which demands a lot of us empaths and big-hearted people to be in our wisdom and our discernment. Sisterhood is so important. Let me tell y'all, sisterhood is what has been carrying me all 2025. Now I am affirming and calling in healthy men that understand the assignment of service to the divine feminine. They understand it. And it is an honor and privilege to be of service to the divine feminine, to the women, to the children. That's what I'm calling in. Kimberly, you said chocolate men are so yummy to have around, right? Where is the lie? Mm-hmm. It's so important to have a healthy village. And your sister circle have to be allies to women too. Women must be women-centered. I 100% thousand agree. That's beautiful, Kim. True to self and others. Well said. And so That's what I'm calling it now, because I definitely need the support, and I'm watching it come in. I'm watching it come in, and everything in moderation, including that chocolate. That is so good. If we could all get back to an attitude of service, we will all be served. I actually went to Vipassana in um, May of this year. If you all don't know about Vipassana, Vipassana is a 10-day meditation course where you're meditating 10 hours a day. You are fasting every day. So you only eat 6:30 in the morning and 11 a.m. and you don't eat for the rest of the day. You're meditating 10 hours a day. There's no music, there's no talking. So it's a silent experience too, noble silence. You're practicing noble silence. And you are, there's no journaling, no writing, no crystals, no books, no Bible. It's just you for 10 days. And that was by far the most intense thing I've ever done in my entire life. And it was the most non-spiritual, spiritual experience. It was the most, yes, I was just looking up Vipassana centers. Yes, I believe everybody needs to do Vipassana. Is it for everybody? No. But do I believe everybody needs to do Vipassana? Absolutely. Hands down. Being in that experience taught me a lot. And I can't say it changed me, but it advanced me. It was like a quantum leap of consciousness. Like I felt like I came online to something, because one would say 10 hours a day. Oh my God, I can't do that. Forget the 10 hours. Forget the 10 hours of meditation. It is 206 plus hours with yourself. You're in nature. There's no technical stimulation. There's nothing. There's no normacy. There's no normal stimulants. You're eating, first of all, the food is top tier and it's free. It's all donation based. And guess what? You have to do a 10-day course for you to even donate. They don't accept donations from people who have not done it. This is a 2,000 plus year old practice. Vipassana is not a game. So let me talk about that and how it's changed the way, I won't even say change, how it's advanced the way I affirm myself. The second, third day, well, let me say this. My friends who've done it before, I know why they didn't tell me everything about the experience now. Because you want people to have a raw experience. So I won't tell y'all everything, but I'll tell you, it's all over the world. They have 250 centers. But I will tell you enough, okay? The first, second, third day, I was like, oh, I can do this. I can do this. This is very familiar because I'm used to being, I've experienced being in pain, tremendous pain. And like heartbreak pain, and having to sit with that and have to become the witness and observer of that pain and allow myself to feel, because this is the healing process. You can only heal what you feel, you know? What do you mean no Bible? Does that mean no communion with the Lord? It's like saying no communion with oxygen. There's no way anything could happen without communion with source. It's like impossible. You know what I'm saying? Like, source is omnipresent, omnipotent in the great all. There's no way to not have communion with the Lord. So yeah, that's like saying you don't commune with oxygen, air. You know what I mean? So yeah. However, the fourth, fifth, sixth, when you're practicing this technique, you are, I will say this, the second and third day, my brain told me, oh, we could do this. Be still, close your eyes. You're meditating. Now just let your brain go to all the things. Go to that episode or that show that you like. Go to what happened 20 years ago. Go to the creative ideas. Think about this memory. Start to imagine all. I watched my brain negotiate with me and say, listen, we're going to do this. We're going to perform this meditation, but we're not going to actually drop into this Vipassana practice because it's very much a technique. And my brain literally tried to tell me to perform this meditation because it is so invasive and intimate and it's so precise, this meditation technique. And it's hard to be sleepy because the only way you're sleepy is if you're not practicing the technique. And so you have to be still. There's no scratching your face, no moving your body. It's complete stillness. And you have to watch your brain go insane. The ego. You have to become the witness of how you want to scratch your face. You want to move your arms. You want to change your posture. You want to move your legs. But you have to sit in the discomfort and practice. And not only practice, but you have to have what they call a quantumous mind, judgeless, a lot of grace, compassion for the way that your brain is going crazy, that it cannot do what it's telling the body to do. It has no control. You are practicing the mastering of your mind and the mastery of the craving of the body and the brain to be doing something and to be stimulated by something. By the 10th day, when we broke noble silence, all we could do was cry. All we could do was cry, y'all, because we got to see how insane it is to be a human. And we couldn't blame anybody. We had to sit with ourselves with compassion. That was something. I remember, so on the 10th day when we broke noble silence, I said, y'all, the hardest part for me was not meditation. It was not sitting still. It was not having a pen and paper. That drove me up the wall, okay? I told them on the 10th day of breaking noble silence, you are on a campground at a Vipassana center. I said on the 10th day when we broke noble silence, I said, y'all, I had such a hard time not having nothing to read, not having pen and paper, to where I read like the ingredients of my toothpaste like 3 days in a row. Like every day I would and another lady admitted, like, I read the ingredients of my deodorant. Another lady admitted she read the ingredients of her tea bag. Like, the brain is a wild thing. And I'm glad I did I practiced all the rules because I got to experience who I am in that type of radical stillness. All you have to do is apply. It's free. And again, you can't donate unless you've done it, because it's one of those things where the mission and vision is for all humanity to experience alignment. My mind made whole stories of what was going on in the world, and none of it was true. Girl, listen. Listen. Okay, y'all want to hear something funny? And then we'll go into affirmation talk, okay? How I'm talking to myself through my real scenarios right now. Okay. Hmm. To what, who just said that? Who? So, Miss Melanie, to what you're saying, to your comment, I'm speaking to your comment. Your comment. When I was at Vipassana, there was a day, because you don't have access to your cell phone, okay? You hand over your cell phone on the first day when you get there. Like you have to turn it in by 5 o'clock. And child, I don't know what day it was, but I couldn't sleep. I had drunk some of my tea and I could not sleep. And after I took a shower, I went to bed. You're back in your room by 9 o'clock. The last meditation ends at 9 o'clock. So I take a shower. It's around 10 o'clock. I'm headed to bed. I'm not tired. I start working out. I'm like, okay, probably make me tired. But I'm up. I'm alert. You hear me? And so I'm thinking like, what? Why am I up like this? So guess what? My brain started to brain. And I was like, something's wrong with my mother. It's my mom. It has to be something with my mom. So my brain starts playing the movie. No one's telling me what's wrong because they want me to finish this Vipassana. No one's going to call me if something. My mother is. So I start crying because of what my brain is telling me. Then I'm like, okay, I can't deal with that. It's not my mother. It's probably Deasia, who is my like play niece. Cause I got a car to drive down there because it's 4 hours away from Atlanta from where I live. And I let her take the rental. And I'm like, oh my God, something happened with her in the car. And I was like, it's her, and they're not gonna call me and tell me. And how am I gonna know? And I started crying. I started panicking. I had been trying to go to bed from 10 p.m. to 3:30 a.m. We have to get up at 4:30 a.m. because we have to get up around 4 because meditation starts at 4. You have to walk to the meditation hall at 4:30 in the morning. I didn't go to sleep till 3:30. Guess what my last thought was before I went to sleep? I said, I wonder if the tea that I drank had caffeine in it. So when breakfast came the next day at 6:30, I went to the cafeteria and saw they had caffeine in it. My brain made up all of these stories that felt so real. I felt like, okay, this is my intuition telling me there's something wrong. Da 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 da. The whole time, my brain was making this up. I couldn't sleep because I was drinking caffeinated tea before I went to bed. Things that come up in our mind is wild. Yeah, all electronics are taken. So do you sit in meditation for a certain amount of time, or it's all walking meditation? No, it's no walking meditation. Well, it is, but it's not organized. It's like, so you wake up at 4, you go to meditation for 4:30 to 6:30, 6:30 a.m. You go to breakfast, then you come back to meditation around 8. You meditate for an hour or 2 hours. Then you go back to your room, meditate in your room. Then you come back around 12. Like you're meditating throughout the day. It's a schedule. Do you prepare your family and friends for your departure? Yeah. Yep, for sure. Can you share the name of this place? It's called Vipassana. The practice is called Vipassana. The meditation, let me see. Okay, I'm about to put the I'm gonna put the website in the chat. Dang, my chimes aren't going. It's not even that windy out. That's the website, dama.org. And you can go to, let me see, you can go to courses, because this is not a meditation retreat. I have to let y'all know this. This is not a meditation retreat. This is a meditation course. You are learning, and it's experiential learning. Oh, it's so liberating. The compassion and love and empathy that you feel when you break noble silence and you hear your voice and you hear other people's voices, it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming. You didn't know, like, empathy could feel so, like, big. You had empathy and love for the human experience because you got to witness the human condition of what's plaguing us all. Melanie, yes, it is a course, baby. Because it was so many people that came in there and thought this was a meditation retreat. They thought they was going to experience Zen and tranquil. But baby, you are facing yourself in a way you never have before for 10 days straight. People left on the 8th day. Okay? People, I want to emphasize this is intense. Period. You said, let the research begin. How was the fasting experience? Was it difficult? I never felt hungry. Their food was impeccable. From the brownies to the salad dressing, to seasonings, to the food way it was prepared, top tier. Food was amazing. And that's the testimony for many people who go to Vipassanas, no matter where they're at. The food is incredible. But make sure you go to courses, see when to apply, and apply as soon as the application is open because they fill up fast. They have tons, and there was about maybe 50 women and probably 50 men. The men are on one side, the women are on the other side when we're meditating and where our residents are. So we're separated. It's vegetarian, but the food was really, really, really good. It's very intense, but one of the most beautiful experiences I've ever given myself since being alive. Like, it's incredible. Oh, I love that you said that, Joelle, because one of the things that the teacher, so the videos that are playing, so at night we have discourse, which is for like an hour, maybe 90 minutes, and we're watching these videos of the teacher, the guru, about Vipassana and the experience. So each day we're having discourse in the evening. Some facilities and campuses, you may experience that. I didn't experience that here in Georgia. We had our own room and I had our own restroom. They're all over. And but one of the things he emphasizes in those teachings is that this is not something that interferes with your faith. Like, he was consistent with emphasizing that. It's almost like if you were to go to a boot camp and you knew that you needed to lose weight, but working out can't interfere with your faith. It's like that. Moving your body is actually healthy for you. This meditation course is actually will amplify your faith, if I'm to be honest. because it's like you're mastering your mind and you're uprooting misery from the root of your consciousness. So if anything it'll amplify your faith. From my vantage point and my perspective as someone who's come from the apostolic Pentecostal Christian faith and dogma, like I come from that world. And I kept putting myself in my mother's shoes. Like, if my mom was to come to this, would her religious ego or her religiousness, devotion be triggered? And there was a couple of moments that it could have been triggered by some of the things he said, but it could only be triggered if you were looking for something to be triggered for, like a reason. If your brain is trying to look for a reason to opt out of it, you will find it. But I will say, from coming from that world and being input into this meditation course, it was definitely not something that I would say could interfere with your faith. It'll amplify it. Just like if you were working out at a boot camp, it'll amplify your faith. It'll test your faith. It'll improve your faith because you're working out something that is part of your faith, which is your body. Same thing with the mind. Same thing with awareness. It's going to child. And the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." Oh, baby, the stillness you're going to witness, especially when your brain and body is saying, "Move, change position, this hurts," and you have to sit in that pain and discomfort. I'm going to say this and I'm going to close this part of the conversation out. Sitting in that discomfort and pain, and they'll give you a chair, they provide things, but again, that's a whole nother conversation of the preparation. Like, you want to bring your pillows, you want to bring your meditation seats. I was prepared for that. But if your body's not used to sitting that long, you're going to experience some aches. But I will say, sitting in that type of pain and discomfort and stillness and watching the brain and body, just being a witness, not over-identifying it, not giving into the impulse, something else happens. Something else happens that is divine. It's completely godly. And I walked away knowing that pain is not what we brand it as. It's a portal. It's a portal to expand your ability to feel other things and be aware of other things. Okay, to be gentle with myself this time. Old students have done it before. New students are first timers. So I guess I was supposed to talk to y'all about Vipassana. So let's get into how I'm talking to myself right now. I know I sparked y'all interest with this. So if you feel called to explore this, yes, do your research, talk to someone who's done it before. It's really a beautiful experience. I plan on going once a year for the rest of my life. But will I bring a pen and paper? Listen, all I'm going to say is I'm glad I followed the rules the first time, because I got to really see myself, who I am in that type of stillness. So now I really know what I'm dealing with. So fast forward to July. I'm navigating financial transitions, professional pivots, the weariness of being aware of so much. And I can say I'm it's hard to name it, because I think somebody said, like, I think it, but I won't claim it. So what I will say is that I can admit that I'm dealing with tiredness, a weariness that I feel like I shouldn't be feeling. Yes, Erica, absolutely. Oh, if you're an introvert, You may like this because I really liked the silence. But anywho, I'm navigating, and I can't name it as rebirth, death cycle. It feels like a spiral. It has felt like for the past month, it has felt like a spiral. It has felt like I'm falling. It has felt like joy. It has felt like sadness. It has felt like grief. It has felt like shame, guilt. It has felt like I want to put a mask on. It's been moments where I have felt like, do I have a mask on that I'm not aware of? Like, I've had to ask myself questions like, what are the ways that I survive that have me pretending? Like, what ways do I pretend to survive? Like, ways of pretending just for the sake of surviving things. I'll go even further in full transparency. There is a rawness that I'm being called to that I low-key feel intimidated by, but I can feel my willingness to surrender to. Because I have surrendered to being transparent and vulnerable and open and sharing without oversharing, without leaving myself nothing left for that sacred. I've done that so many times that I am humbled by this level of depth I'm being called to. I guess I forgot that there was levels to this, that there were cycles of initiating and remembering to be open-hearted, that there's been decades where I've been silenced, decades of finding safety in my silence, safety in my shrinking, and that there will be a journey of unraveling that there are levels to a breakthrough, that my deliverance is my devotion, not just an event. April, if you scroll up some of the comments, I put it in there again. I think it's dhamma.org, DHAMA. Yeah, I put the link in there. So I'll say that again. I've had to learn that my deliverance is a devotion, not an event. Hey, Sierra. And so, the tears are coming. And for the past month, I have felt like giving up on my gifts, giving up on service. I have felt like giving up on my business, giving up on my maturity. I have felt that in the past month. Shaka, this portal is not letting anyone to continue wearing a mask. And when you've grown so much and evolved so much, there's a certain level of pride I've had about that. And to come to a place where I'm feeling familiar things from old timelines. And I have to, once again, choose devotion. Once again, choose myself. Once again, talk to myself in gentle ways through this. Because I didn't even know that I would lean into resistance this way, or lean into covering myself up some more, lean into urgency, or trying to figure things out. This practice is lifelong. It is. And maybe sometimes I forget. And the way I've been talking to myself through this, I'm going to share with some of the notes from my devotion, y'all. Toni. So I want you guys to get present because I'm about to share some of my sacred moments with myself. I share this with you all to be a raw example of serving through my being, of serving through my essence, through my awareness, and that being enough. I know I'm called to have a marketing strategy that is my joy. I know I am being called to not build a brand, but build a bond with humanity, with souls that I'm called to women. As beautiful as that sounds, it is a very complex journey when you have been programmed to be a capitalist, or you've been healing from capitalism, or you've been unlearning doership and getting it done and being strategic and creating all these systems. And my process has been a lot messier than what I really would want. So yes, you are allowed. No, you're not allowed to journal during the course. So I'm going to share with you how I've been talking to myself through this past month. Okay? Don't judge me. Okay. I've earned this breakthrough. I've earned this breakthrough through soul labor. Stop trying to problem solve the blessing. Let it catch you, Toni. The old way of creating safety through control is done. You are learning to be rich in the void, so the form of that richness can surprise you. I release the belief that I have to carry it all. I invite unexpected help, divine payments, and miraculous openings. And I wrote a new contract letter with myself titled Agreement Between Me and the Universe. And it states, what am I willing to give up control? I'm not going to share everything I wrote to that question, but these are sacred. This was sacred curiosity I was practicing and journaling about. What am I willing to give up control? What am I willing to give up? Control, worry, pride, and not asking for help? What do you desire to receive? Overflow, rent paid and ease, aligned support? How will I walk forward even before the evidence? How will I walk forward even before the evidence? My mama's texting me. I knew she was going to text me while I was in this live. Now I'm going to share with you all my affirmation. Okay? Spirit of Source, divine counsels, ancestors of overflow and protection, I open this portal of truth of my heart. I release the illusion that I must perform for my provision. I stand as your daughter, your vessel, your living temple. The rent is paid, the support is sent, the overflow is scheduled. I open my hands, I open my heart, I open my channels. Let it be easy. Let it be on time and let it be sacred. I do not chase miracles, I attract them through trust. Money does not save me, it serves me. My rent is not a threat, it is a doorway into greater provision. I do not fear gaps, I walk with the grace through the void. My voice is valuable, my being is bankable. Help is on time, I receive with no shame. This month is my pivot, I let the good life catch up to me. Toni, you are truly not in lack. You're in the sacred hallway of your becoming. This is a breakthrough dressed like delay. And this is part of my devotion that I wrote down. The collective is in a spiritual death cycle. Institutions are crumbling, identities are dissolving, and for those aligned with their deeper soul work, it's not a punishment. It's a preparation for sovereign power. I've already lost identities, old income structures, parts of my voice, relationships, and yet I am still here. Toni, you're still becoming. Stop trying to rebuild old temples. What died last year, money systems, business models, ways of being, is not meant to be resurrected. Toni, you cannot keep asking God for overflow while clinging to scarcity rituals of stress, overworking, overthinking, and pride in not needing help. Let it fall. Let it look like failure. I promise you, Toni, it's freedom. You want control. Your brain wants predictability. But this is all holy disruption, the kind that sets me free before it makes sense. Whew. Toni, you are called to not be palatable. You are here to be powerful. Let everyone be shocked. Let them misunderstand. The wind that is blowing is not chaos. It is a ceremony. Okay, I'm going to stop. Okay, I'm going to say this last part. Toni, sweep away the habits you've mistaken for safety. I no longer practice the poverty I've prayed to leave behind. These hands speak and sail from soul. My voice is irresistible to those assigned to me. I move markets with medicine. I am no longer just offering wellness. Oof. I feel naked, y'all. I feel like I'm showing y'all my butt, titties, everything. I am no longer just offering wellness. I'm disrupting how wellness is spoken, sold, and seen. I'm not soft selling self-care. I'm activating I'm activating sovereign woman into radical self-talk, soul wealth consciousness, and embodied rebellion. This has come from my devotion over the past month. And to witness if you guys listen to my music, I write powerful affirmations. I channel these affirmations. And, I got currency, I got icy thoughts, I have take up spaces, energy budget. I have like a plethora of catalog of these powerful affirmations that come through me. In my humanity, it reminds me that These affirmations aren't a receipt of my perfection or some arrival to mastery. These affirmations, woof. This affirmation music is a receipt of my openness to allow myself to be used by God to speak to the tender parts of myself, of our souls that are remembering who we are as sovereign beings. And that is a very fragile inner surgery when you've learned to panic when your situations don't feel safe or look safe, or feel insecure when you're not where you think you should be based on the choices you've made. When you did all the things right and life pivots in a way as though you did something wrong. When when the math is not mathing, what do you do? When life's, when things look chaotic and confusing and don't feel sure, and you don't feel like you are in the part of your journey or timeline that you should be in, what do you have? And what I have learned from the divine, what I've learned from God, what I've learned from my journey is, what am I saying to myself through it all? Am I talking to myself the way a loving God would talk to me? Am I talking to me the way mercy and compassion? And I've learned that tapping into a maternal anointing towards these parts of me that are still childish, still immature, still growing, that I can love on myself. I can say, there, Toni, I got you. We gonna get through this. You are still dynamic. You are still valuable. You are still powerful. Even in the midst of your messy humanness. And no matter how many times I have to tell you, I will always be there for you to remind you over and over again, because this is my image of God. This is my example of being made in the image of God, of being ever forgiving, ever loving, ever graceful, ever merciful, ever compassionate, faithful to you. This is how I embody my God likeness, by loving on you despite where you are and where you aren't. And last time I checked, I'm the only one I wake up to telling me this in real time. So I can't let myself go. No matter who's not showing up, no matter what relationships are not around. Let me drink some water, y'all, because I'm crying through this. I have to show up for myself. And when I get tired, I can ask for help. Because I'm denouncing the scarcity ritual, the poverty ritual, that I have to tap into this ultra independence of being a strong Black woman who can do it on her own. I'm denouncing that through my embodiment, not just through my affirmation of word, but through my affirmation of embodiment, telling people, hey, friend, I need help. Hey, can you send me some money from groceries? Hey, Does anybody can help me with creating systems that help me sustain my business? Who wants to barter with me? Who, you know what I'm saying? I have to reach out and ask for help because I deserve this. I haven't been reading y'all comments. Sorry. I haven't been reading your comments, but I'm here. Black women, I'm so grateful I'm talking to my sisters. Sisters, it's so important for us to allow these circumstances and situations to bend and break and tear and dig deep within us, to sever the toughness that has been built in us from generations ago for our survival. It's time for us to melt. Let the heat of this pain, the discomfort, melt us. To where we have nothing left but this. A surrendered mind, a surrendered heart, a bow to the highest will, God's will, the truer yes, to the open mind and open eye to see through our BS, these negative stories we create about ourselves because of our circumstances. In my devotion, I wrote down, I'm learning to be rich in the void before I have any evidence. I'm learning to feel and sense how sourced I am. And I'm connected to the creator of all things. It's so hard. But I get to speak to myself to say I'm open to trust this process of it getting easier. I can trust myself, or I'm more willing to trust myself to do hard things for myself. It's talking yourself through it. Affirmations aren't about bypassing your reality. It's about initiating into your reality to integrate it into higher realms of perception. I'm going through that right now. Guess what? Your try is enough. I told myself the other day, or in my Instagram channel that I have on Instagram, and I told them, I said something like, actually, let me read it to y'all. I said, this was on Tuesday. I said, y'all, yesterday I had such a great day. Today I feel so low about so much. Both days I gave myself love. It's like the highs and lows aren't really real. It's the unwavering self-love that's still there either way. But for real, being human is crazy. Being an aware human is supreme insanity. LOL. Hope y'all get hugged on and eat some yummy food today. Honestly, I just want to say sorry life is like this. We deserve a more natural life, a more natural world and society. I said, I haven't stopped crying today because of it. I can feel so many on the planet remembering life is not supposed to be like this, even though we are being called to live through it. My entire being feels it. Part of being a divine woman who has surrendered to her divine call in life requires her magic to be in her surrendering, not only to God's will, but to your own human experience, to allow yourself to feel it, to allow yourself to be aware of how you're relating to your scenarios and situations. I'll read something else to y'all. The Hood Healer. If y'all don't follow her, she's on Instagram. What else is she on? She's on Threads, but she's called the Hood Healer. She said, when you surrender to this work, you don't just offer the path, you become it. It's damn net. You embody the unglamorous, inconvenient, often excruciating dimensions of spiritual growth. You don't get to curate only the palatable moments. This path will humble you. It will break your heart open. It will ask you to transmute your shadows in full view of those you serve. To be a true vessel is to know that your life is a living testament. To be a true vessel is to know that your life is a living testament to the alchemy you claim to teach. For me to be a true vessel is to know that my life is to be a living testament to the affirmations that I teach. So when I talk about in my money affirmation songs, I have to live that. And sisters, I'm not just talking to your human experience. I'm not talking to our human experience of just circumstances, scenarios, and hard times we're navigating. I'm speaking to the sovereignty, to the divinity in you that remembers and is remembering who you are, to take authority, not just with strength, but with compassion, with rest, with ease. Take authority over your minds in your situations. There are days that has happened in these past 30 days where all I could do was rock back and forth and hold myself and say, it's okay. I got you. Feel this. This does not belong to you. You are breaking generational codes and curses and spells of poverty over your life that no other woman in your family has had a chance to, had the willingness to do so, had the space to do so. You are learning the energetic code that your ancestors had to learn, had to embody to survive. The hard work mentality, the pressure and urgency, those tendencies are being destroyed through your choices and embodiment and willingness to feel it in this lifetime. Yes, I'm a manifestation of God's eternal goodness, grace, abundance, mercy, favor. I said something on my Instagram this last week, last week. That 2025 is not about survival. It is about sacred rebellion. So when you see my tears, I want you to know that these are you're seeing a mixture of the parts of me that is willing to grow and the parts of me that aren't willing to grow. And the part of me that's willing to grow is holding space for the parts of me that is like, this is too hard. I'm too tired. That's where these tears come from. The process of letting go. letting the emotions to come through, letting God use me in a raw, wild way, not through you know, beautiful aesthetics, not through buzzwords, but through my real life. It's sacred rebellion. 2025 is about sacred rebellion. It's about declaring the word of God as your self-talk over your entire life. Speaking life, speaking alive words over your situation before you have any evidence. It's being, it was like, I wonder if I can send this in the chat. I think I can. Yes. So my best friend Keela, a couple Sundays ago, sent me this. That's not what I want. I want my home. Oh, there we go. She sent me a link to a SoundCloud of worship and praise music. Where is it? Wow, that was that long ago? I feel like only a couple. Okay, I'm about to send it to y'all. This link, she DM'd me this link. She she was voice recording the songs without her saying. She didn't say nothing. All I'm hearing is music. This was on a Sunday morning, and I'm listening to it, and I'm crying. And then she sends me the voice. She was like, "Listen to this, and go praise and worship." It's my best friend, and I'm not religious. But I do respect my foundation. Like, I don't go to church, but I do respect my foundation because it started my journey of enlightenment and evolution, of consciousness. When I played this, it's like a house music link. So, can I pin this link? Maybe I can. I don't know if I can pin it, but I just posted that link. And when I tell you I went into praise and worship and ancestral dance, speaking in tongues. Last time I spoke in tongues, I was 5. No, I'm just playing. But I went in. It was like I remembered how I was in church, and it came out of me. I was up and down, shouting and crying, interceding on behalf of my situation and my family, saying their names. I put their pictures on my fireplace, my altar over here. And I just start praying over my family, interceding on their behalf, on my behalf, because Black women and even firstborn daughters, eldest daughters, are navigating a nameless path. Like, it is something different. We are the first generation of daughters that are breaking through these generational spells and curses of poverty, division, separation consciousness, inferiority. And we're being called into our sovereign, supreme nature. There is no more playing small, even if our circumstances make you feel like you're small. So when I talk about affirmations, it's part of the sacred rebellion. Is when it's $2 in your bank account, when it's 20,000 in your bank account, when it's 2,000 in your bank account, when it's $200,000 in your bank account. There is an unwavering, evergreen devotion to talk to yourself in loving ways through it all, through the highs and lows and the mids, through the ups and the downs, round and round, cycleness that's left and right, in and out, spiraling. I am devoted to talk to myself like God talks to me. I am devoted to show up to myself the way air shows up for me. Always there, never not present. And the way I do this, so I'm about to tell you guys real life practice. The way that I do this is when I feel, whether I feel the strength or not, I always explore, what would the version of me who loves myself do for me today? How does she show up for me today? Am I completely lazy today? Do I have space to give up or give in, or what is true? It's always being honest with myself. When I feel the strength, when I feel like, okay, I got some support today, I feel my help, it's not overexerting myself. It's not going off the to-do list. It's prioritizing my joy. It's prioritizing my peace and prioritizing my priorities, the practical ones. I also, through this process, have been intentional about using my imagination. Maybe not every day, but consistently. It's a reason why we weren't taught how to use our imagination, because it's part of our super divine power. When you close your eyes and you can be present right now and look at me through this camera, but you can also imagine the color of your bathroom, or you can imagine an apple right now. That's a superpower, baby. That's a super technology to be able to transport dimensions and timelines through your mind, through your thinking. That's why we have so much trying to control our thought narratives. So much television, entertainment, it's entering us to create a narrative of how we decipher, perceive, and process life. So I use my imagination intentionally. Some of you may say, well, what do you mean by that, Toni? What do you mean by using your imagination intentionally? I close my eyes, I take a deep breath, and I feel the reality of my circumstances. And I feel the sensations, the pains, the discomforts of my timeline, of my circumstances, of my scenarios. I feel that. I hold presence and awareness to that. And say, I accept this. There's wisdom in this. There's purpose in this. And allow my mind to just slow it down. to be honest with my life. And then I imagine hands. I imagine hands. I imagine emails. I imagine phone calls and meetings that include favorable generosity, favorable alignment. I imagine what I'm wearing, what I'm feeling. I imagine my dream home, living in the woods, on my porch, drinking some tea. Imagine looking out into the woods and it's my garden. I see some of my friends on the land because we all live on a compound. You know, I get into that. I see what I'm wearing. It's a cream gown with a purple slip on, baby. I ain't got a wig on. My hair is out. I got my lavender incense. You see what I'm saying? I get into the imagination, baby. I color it with my mind. Deborah, what website are you looking for? I use my imagination. Hold on to my dreams. And I allow myself to play in that energy and feel that this is how I am to live. And I don't have to wait for the experience of it to experience the feeling of it. This is how I am a vibrational match to that reality that is ushering through me. This is how the universe works. This is how God created this whole reality. For us to create the world we want to live in through our embodiment, through our imagination, through our divine technology of imagining, speaking, thinking, feeling, meditating, acting. I know this is not easy. I know. And some of you may say it's not hard. But what I can honestly say, it is a challenge. So when you speak your affirmations, again, it is not to bypass your reality, but it's to integrate your reality into a higher consciousness, a higher awareness of perceiving your circumstance, your life, and yourself. What time is it? 11:38. We'll wrap up in 20 minutes. Did you all receive something from this conversation? Does anybody have any questions? I'm going to put my website of all my offerings. I have a program called Affirmation, Affirmed and Embodied, that I am starting on July 21st. It's 9 weeks. We meet every week. I might reduce it to 6 because some people say, girl, I want to be there, but 9 weeks, I could do 6 weeks. But we'll see. Affirmed and Embodied. That starts on July 21st. That is, I have it valued at $9.97, which would have been like $90 a week, $90 to $100 a week. But I discounted it at $4.97, which is $55 a week. There are payment plans to opt into this program. What you get from this, I'm going to tell y'all what y'all get. You guys are going to get a custom affirmation audio. We're going to be doing affirmation meditations. And we're going to actually bring whatever our real life now circumstance is in these 3 areas of our life: finances, relationships, and health, physical health. Whatever our current state is, that is what we're bringing to the space. You're going to fill out a inquiry intake form. I'm going to do a personal call with you before we collectively come together. Okay? You say, in my imagination, enjoying the smoke of period. We're going to be doing imagination practices. Okay? There's going to be so much more that I do. I'm going to have some special guests in this experience. So those of you who feel like this resonates with them and they feel called to join Affirmed and Embodied, which is a 9-week live experience, tap in. I just posted the link here. Okay? Those of you saying, hey, Toni, that's not on the timeline of my finances. Cool. I can still give you an affirmation audio, a custom affirmation audio that will be based on a virtual one-on-one call I have with you and an intake form. That is $99. Then I create from that intake and our call, I do a custom affirmation audio for you to have forever, ever. So no matter what situation you in, you have an affirmation audio that's directly talking to you in a way that is specific to what your life needs. Okay. And then I also, if you say, hey, Toni, I can't do neither one of those right now. Okay. I do have some merch, some t-shirts, affirmation merch that is on sale. I have the angel number 3333. I posted the link here. Let me know you guys got the link. And I hope to see you guys like in one of my programs or work with you one-on-one. I used to be a life coach. Okay. I don't do that anymore, but I am making a pivot in the way that I serve. I serve through my music, which I adore and I am obsessed with. But right now, I definitely feel like Spirit is calling me to work with women one-on-one and then bring us into a portal, which you will get in Affirmed and Embodied. Will be in a membership portal that's a part of Affirmed and Embodied. Anybody have any questions before we close out? I'm going to do an affirmation meditation for us closing out. Thank you all for being a part of this conversation. This was healing for me to share. You got the link. You joined the list. Okay, period. Love that. Thank you. Thank you, Angeline. Off-grid compound, period. Love that. Okay, I'm assuming there's no questions. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And this is my email. If you all need to reach me directly. Okay? You're welcome. I'm here to serve. I'm here to serve. And it's an honor. And I just ask for your support. Ask for your support in prayer and opting into my programs, my offerings, listen to the music. If you want something for free, just listen to the music, child. I am doing something here in Atlanta for free that is it's donation based on the 20th at Oyun Botanical Garden on the 20th in the evening. Divine appreciation for your openness. Thank you. Can you give an affirmation for agoraphobics? Yes, I can give that. Again, I do custom affirmation audios. Can I respond to you so I can give you my link? I think it's Ra A. I'm gonna post my link again here. I do custom affirmations, so it can be for you healing from recovering from a toxic relationship, going through chemo. It can be from whatever you're going through. I can create a custom affirmation audio for you, okay? All you have to do is book my custom affirmation audio service and I got you. Okay? Or you can join Affirmed and Embodied and get that included in that program, okay? All right, y'all. So let's close out. Let's close out with an affirmation meditation. Most High, I give thanks for these women. I give thanks for using me to serve us, serve myself, from that place serving your daughters. Source of all creation, source of all love and life, Father, Mother, God, we give gratitude for the exchange on an energetic level, the exchange of the wisdoms that we encountered today. Let the energetic download and resonance flow into each one of our lives to shift and sort through our real life circumstances, to bring flow, to bring ease, to bring abundance, to bring wisdom and favor into our lives like never before. Let our lives be a testament of our ancestors' dreams. We declare now that we rest like never before. We rest in our bodies, rest in our mind, rest in our hearts, rest in our emotional bodies, rest in our days. Give us the wisdom to search out the time opportunities, to just daydream, to just imagine and reimagine our lives in ease, not full force, urgent effort, trying to solve and figure our problems and other problems out, America's problems out. We release and let go of these burdens. We affirm that we release them as many times as we need to, and we choose the favorable realm of spiritual rest to flow like water, to trust abundance is flowing in, whether we have the evidence of it or not. I declare that we open up to bliss and joy to guide us in our decisions and our choices, to prioritize our well-being as we navigate decisions and choices, to tend to our practical lives, quality of our lives, and the needs of our lives. May our needs be met now. Our financial needs, our health needs. May we prioritize our desires, the desires of our hearts, the dreams of our souls. May we know they are not just decorations, inner decorations. May we remember this is the inspiration to create these desires and dreams to be experienced through our embodied self, to be tangible, to engage, to interact with the desires, with the hopes and the dreams that speak to us when we are quiet, that speak to us when we slow down, that speak to us when we're going on about our day. We transcend capitalism. We transcend colonialism. And we reclaim our liberation as melanated women that birth this whole entire human race. This whole human family came from the womb of us. Now we birth our lives, birth our dreams, and birth our desires through our imagination, through our womb intelligence, through the power that you have given us to access wealth, health, abundance, and sovereign perception and sovereign affirmation. May we win in this sacred rebellion, despite what our reality is looking like, despite what the news says, despite the politics. May we win in our sacred rebellion through what we say over ourselves, what we imagine through it all, and how we choose to take inspired action for how we create our lives through our being and our embodiment. I declare this for myself and I declare this for my sisters. And may we serve through a place that overflows abundance. May the increase in our financial lives be overflowing now and forevermore. So be it, so it is, so I am. I love you all. Angeline, you said you have a question? I'll take these questions before we close out because we got about 7 more minutes. Angeline, you said you have a question. You're welcome. Yes, reflect on sacred rebellion. Sit with it. Marinate in it. Kenya, someone asks, how can you vivid dream again? How can you vivid dream again? The soul has shifted me. This soul work, thank you. Sending you prayers for continued blessings. Thank you. I don't know. ChatGPT, girl. I know everybody not into ChatGPT, but I appreciate it. It's been a great tool. Okay, Angeline, I don't see your question. Okay. Angeline, you said, tell me more about your offer. Okay, so I don't know if you're talking about the custom affirmation audios or the affirmed and embodied. So it's a 9-week program live with me on Monday nights for 2 hours. I've been advised to push it back, but I want to do it in July. So we start on July 21st. This is really for people. This is really for women who want to embody their affirmations, meaning that we're like done with just talking and having zeal for our affirmations, but we're ready to embody the energy and the reality of experiencing our affirmations. Okay, so what we're going to be doing, again, you're going to get a 160-minute live sessions, customized affirmation audio. So you receive an affirmation audio that's tailored to your self-talk needs. We're going to be doing inner voice overhaul activities that I'll be leading, but we'll be doing this together. Again, we'll be doing weekly affirmation meditations before we start and after, and when we close out, just similar to what I did here. I'll be providing journal prompts that are centered around fun, activating fun and joy in your life. Okay. So if anything y'all need to know about me, yes, I'm affirmation self-talk, but I'm also all about activating fun, play, and rest in Black women's lives. Okay. Women in general, but specifically Black women. So I do use a lot of journal science, if you will, for us to reimagine our lives through fun, having more joy, and rest in our lives, to centering our lives around that. Okay, so it's very strategic journaling prompts. And then what else I'm doing? Then I'm also going to be doing a mid training, like a mild training on how do you employ your angels, like actually employing your angels. So they will be doing this over 9 weeks. I'll be doing curated playlists that's only specifically for us. You'll also get a private community space, so it'll be a portal through this 9-week experience. Let's see what else I'm gonna. This is going to be held on Zoom. And then what else? What else is? Oh, this is like the main part. So the areas that we're going to be focusing on is the health of our relationships, the health of our finances, and the health of our bodies. So if you have been challenged in any of these areas recently, pull up, tap in. The other piece that I really want this, people that who I'm really keeping in mind for this is specifically women, and even more niche is women who are in wellness businesses, women who, I won't say wellness business, but women who are of service. If you are of service and you have been working on having breakthroughs in your finances, in your relationships, and in your health, like being consistent, overcoming emotional eating, overcoming financial hardship, manifesting your sisterhood, your village, this is the space. This is a space for it to happen, not just to learn, but to actually experience an accountability, a group, like a circle that is going to be a habitat for us to usher this in from affirmation to embodiment. That's why I call it affirmed and embodied. Okay. Monday, 2 hours. Yes, this has been such a calming experience with you. Thank you. Yes, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Stephanie. Yes, it's a weekly meeting, Angeline. Weekly meeting. You'll have the replay. So if you miss it, you can catch up. I'll be meeting with every individual before we start. Okay. Or while we're doing, if you join in after we start, then you'll do your one-on-one with me, during the programming, but it's important for me to have a one-on-one conversation with you all, to answer any questions, to get to know you better. It's not just a group thing. I want to know who you are, and then we come together and we get to know each other. Okay. It is limited spaces. It's because I just launched it last week. It is, again, let me be clear on the price. It is $497. That's basically like $55 a week. Okay. I value this at $1,000 because, number one, coaching is very expensive. Like, life coaching is very expensive, and a lot of programs are very expensive. However, I am pivoting and learning ways to be of service, not just outside of my music, but complementary to my music, and allowing God to use me to be of service to us right now as we're going through so many shifts, pivots, and changes in this country, in this world, because I know some of you don't live in America, maybe. Angeline, what do you mean aptly named? It is already done, period. What do you mean aptly named? We got 1 more minute. So I just want to make sure you guys have the link. Any questions you may ask, you have my email, ToniJones@IamSounds.com. And I hope to see you guys in the program. If I don't work with you in the program, Affirmed and Embodied, I hope to work with you one-on-one with the custom affirmations. Okay? The custom audio affirmations that I do for you. And copy some merch. Support your girl. Look, when you buy merch, you're supporting me. Okay? Trust and believe. You're supporting the ministry, honey. But anyways, I love y'all. Thank you for holding space for my openness. You said appropriate name for your program. Yes. Thank you so much. But you all have a gentle rest of your weekend. Be kind to yourselves. And thank you, Angeline. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing you. Yes, don't hesitate. If it resonates with you, opt in. I would love to meet and connect with you personally. All right. Ryan, you said, may Allah bless you. Everyone, I affirm this experience of this day. And thank you. Yes, thank you for holding space for me, listening to how I serve, and not judging me. It means a lot. All right. I love you all. Peace.